Welcome to another World Wine Review. Today we're going to be going to France, to Bordeaux specifically, a special region called Graves and a sub-region called Sauternes. We're going to be looking at the 2007 Grand Cru class Chateau Guiraud Sauternes. Basically, it's a sweet wine made out of Semillon and Sauvignon Blanc, and it's made from basically rotted grapes that have something called noble rot on it that makes the wine very sweet. We're going to be looking at the history of the region, and we'll be going to the winery's website to give a little context on how this is made. Okay, let me give you a little bit of information on the 1855 classification of Sauternes and Barsac. The 1855 classification of Sauternes and Barsac was drawn up at the same time as the more famous Medoc classification. The two were presented together at the Exposition Universelle de Paris of that year at the request of Napoleon III. 26 of the finest sweet wines from the southern Graves, those are now sold under Sauternes and Barsac appellations, were classified and ranked according to their market value. Initially, there were just two divisions, the Premier Cru and Second Cru, but Chateau d'Yquem was judged to be so superior to the others that it was ultimately granted its own rank of Premier Cru Superior. Wine expert Hugh Johnson has suggested that the unappealing thought of drinking wine made from fungus-infested grapes may have caused Sauternes producers to keep the use of botrytis a secret. There are records from the 17th century that by October, Semillon grapes were known to be infected by rot, and vineyard workers had to separate rotted and clean berries, but they are incomplete in regards as to whether the rotted grapes were actually used in winemaking. By the 18th century, the practice of using nobly rotted grapes in Bocage and Germany was well known. It seems that at this point the unspoken secret was more widely accepted, and the reputation of Sauternes rose to the rival of those of German and Hungarian dessert wines. By the end of the 18th century, the region's reputation for Sauternes was internationally known. Thomas Jefferson was an avid connoisseur. He recorded that after tasting a sample of Chateau d'Yquem while president, George Washington immediately placed an order for 30 bottles. On the website itself, the chateau used to be called Noble House of Bale, but in February of 1766, a gentleman named Pierre Guiraud, a Bordeaux merchant, bought it for 53,000 livres, which was a coin currency of France at the time. On his death in 1799, his son Louis succeeded him. It was under Louis Guiraud that the estate was saved from a depression which began in 1793, and it became a famous chateau well known for its wine. On his death in 1837, his son Pierre Armand inherited a well-established property with a value estimated at 250,000 livres. Within 80 years and 3 generations, various families succeeded each other as owners of the estate. The legend was born in 1855 when Chateau Guiraud became a Premier Cru Sauternes class wine. During a dinner in 2006, Robert Peugeot, an industrial, and 3 other winemakers purchased the property, and on July 20th, 2006, they became the owners of the current establishment. Chateau Guiraud is 45 kilometers south of Bordeaux on the left bank of the Garonne River. It extends over 128 hectares, and the whole estate is located in the village of Sauternes itself. The wine retails for approximately $40 at the LCBO, which is the Liquor Control Board of Ontario, the place that people in Ontario buy their alcohol products. The annual production from the winery itself is about 100,000 bottles a year. There are some years that were really bad and they didn't produce any classified growth, specifically 1991 and 93. The wine itself is made from 65% Semillon and 35% Sauvignon Blanc. The average age of the vines is 35 to 40 years. And harvesting is only done by hand picking through successive waves through the vineyard, ranging from 2 to 7 individual waves. Only Botrytis berries are picked, and there is a minimum alcohol level that has to be reached before they actually start the harvest. The fermentation is made in new oak barrels over a period of time ranging from 3 weeks to 2 months. And different batches are fermented until they reach their own equilibrium, which depends upon their selection. There is no allowing of artificial sweetening, such as chaptalization or cryo-extraction. And the wine is aged in oak barrels for 24 months. Okay, I'm going to take a sample from an already open bottle. I'm just going to do a little close-up here so you get a little better view of the label here. And now we'll pour some. As we look at it here, we see that it's a amber color. It's clear, but that looks like it's the effect of some aging there. I'm going to take a sniff and see what happens. Well, I'm very much getting ice wine-like features. I'm getting apricot, peach, and honey. Very pronounced. It is quite intense, and a good indicator that this is going to be a very nice experience to taste. So I think now I'll take a sip and see what we have here. This wine is excellent. It comes out exploding with honey and peach and apricot. It's basically from start to finish. Those three. Very highly concentrated, full-bodied, and very intense. It has an excellent finish. And I just can't speak enough about it. I keep getting this peach aftertaste. It just lingers and lingers. This is a quality product. The only thing I can really compare it to is a $90 ice wine. I would like to actually blind taste this with somebody to see if I could get them to say that it is ice wine. It's not made in the same way. It's not frozen at all, but it is just as good. It is, in fact, probably better because a $90 ice wine is more expensive than 2 of these bottles, which would be around $60 for what I paid for it. But even $80 regular price. For 750 milliliters, this is really good stuff. I just can't say enough how good it is. I would say that in traditional patchings, yeah, right. This is like a dessert wine, but looking at the history of the Sauternes, this can be eaten. This can be matched with meats. I've tried it with roast beef and chicken, and I found it a good match. If you're a sweet taster, I would say this is a very good thing to try if you're open to that. If you are more conventional, this would be a very good aperitif or dessert wine. Overall, I think I scored something really good here, and I've got 3 bottles put away, and I'm going to enjoy this. I'm not going to rate it Monday to Thursday or anything along that line, because it's just not one of those wines. Straight up, 100 point. Still Vinotype weighted. I'm going to give this a 93. It is absolutely outstanding, and this isn't even the Premier Grand Cru. It's the one cut below. So if you can find it, get it. That's it for World Wine Review. We'll see you again next time.